Alright, that's Rise, Shadow from Ruins. Check that out. It's going to be jamming in the background while we talk about my man, Analog Archives. This is a contest entry to celebrate one of the best YouTubers out there on youtube.com/amazingvinyl content. Sorry about that. My microphone was not close to me. So, to celebrate Analog Archives reaching 2,000 well-deserved subscribers on his channel, he has employed us other YouTubers to talk about bands, albums, where the second album is better than the first. These are my opinions, not yours. And if you have opinions, you can put them on Dennis's videos. So, I hope I win. I hope you enter. I hope you subscribe to Dennis from Analog Archives. He's also a pretty guy about the town over on Instagram.com, so you're going to want to follow him there as well. I'm going to help you out today and leave links for all the pertinent Analog Archives details and socials down there, south of heaven. As well, all the albums that I'm going to be talking about, you should be pretty familiar with every single one of these albums that I've chosen here tonight. However, if you want to just have an easy, lazy click to listen to them down below, I'm going to put links down there for you too. So, without any further ado, I feel like most of these aren't very arguable. I don't know. We'll see. We might get into some... We might throw in hands. We'll see. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Got any guesses on what my first pick's gonna be? Oh, this rules. This is... Look, I'm just entering a contest. This video is... The only point of me shooting this video is to make you listen to Shadow of Ruins by Rise. Los Angeles death metal. This came out... Oh, I'm gonna guess, I don't know, 94, something like that. Look it up. Also picked up Life into Ever Black and Divine Eternal. How about that? How about it? Alright, just gonna reach in. I was listening to this band's debut today at the gym, and it's so good. But this is one of those bands that completely changed from step 1 to step 2. There we go. Yeah, Obtained Enslavement's Witchcraft. The debut kind of has some death metal songs, some black metal songs, some that are kind of, could be either or. There's some songs on the debut that were on the demo, where on the demo they sounded way more death metal, which was like, that whole demo was pretty death metal. But on the debut, Centuries of Sorrow, it was a little bit more black metaled out. But anyways, this one is where just, I don't know, the inspiration that these guys must have come across just skyrocketed their ingenuity way up there. This is a 10/10 album. Symphonic Norwegian black metal. This is the Soul Cellar. No, this is Peaceville. Soul Cellar put out the second album, Soul Blight. But yeah, amazing riffs, amazing drumming. The singer from Gorgoroth, Pest, is on here. One of the greatest Norwegian black metal singers of all time. Just incredible riffs, incredible atmosphere. The use of symphonic orchestral orchestration added to it just make this, it takes it so much more out of just being a black metal record. This is a monument of ingenuity. I'm not sure. Dennis, do you fuck with some OE? Is that up your bag? In your bag? Alright, so this was a pretty easy pick. I just kind of went thumbing through my vinyl. I haven't listened to the debut very much because I didn't think it was very good, and that was also like it was not good enough to make me not care about listening to anything else by this band until it was a heavy metallurgy. I'm getting over a cold or allergies or whatever, so my entire head is full of garbage. So it was a Heavy Metallurgy Wednesday album club stream where we talked about this album, and I was forced to listen to it, and I loved it. Kept Eric with Pale Sword. This, man, where do I even begin? It has a lot of Dark Throne isms. Kind of takes off where, like, Panzerfaust is. Like, I feel like you can hear a lot of Dark Throne in this, but not really any Celtic Frost in this. So, like, the personality that Dark Throne brought to their albums, outside of kind of just aping Celtic Frost, is, I think, what was distilled in this person's ingenuity when writing this album. I wouldn't say necessarily that the attitude or the overall vibe or whatever is like necro or cult or whatever like Dark Throne is. It's kind of a whole new thing, and I think that's a testament to how successful this album was, and I think a lot of people connected with this album whether they were black metal fans or not. I mean, this was kind of a turning point for me when I was ready to say, like, alright, I'm so burned out on newer black metal bands, I don't give a shit how good this thing is. No matter what you guys say, I don't care. I'm good. I have enough black metal albums in my collection. And here we are. I have no self-control. But yeah, it's a great record. I can't really speak to the first one. It's just not as well written. These songs are so cleverly written that it is emotionally captivating, which is very rare for black metal. Most of the time, I'm just here for the riffs. But yeah, this is one of those albums that made me want to sit down and read the lyrics along, front to back. It's engaging. It's a really special album. And speaking of special albums, I got a couple of kind of great OG presses, since Analog Archives is like, his collection is mind blowing. This is kind of a big dime piece in my collection. There you are, little Pure Holocaust from Norway's Immortal. I don't know, on some days, yeah, Diabolical Full Mysticism is my favorite Immortal. On most days, it's Battles in the North. But this one, I think, 8 days out of 10, this is better than Diabolical. They're kind of two different things. In fact, I think this and Battles in the North, Blizzard Beast, is kind of leftovers from that era. But I think this album and Battles are so special and so different that they influenced a lot of bands and a lot of albums, etc., what have you, but nothing even touches the magic that these two guys conjured on this record and on Battles, even further. I feel like this is step one of the idea, and Battles in the North takes it as far as it can go. I think Blizzard Beast is kind of like, it takes this idea and uses Morbid Angel riffs to just kind of achieve that idea. I don't know. A Blizzard Beast is something I do kind of love, but it's nowhere near as special as Pure Holocaust or Battles in the North. And even though all three of these albums have a lot of atmosphere to them, I think that whatever was inspiring these guys for Pure Holocaust, it only happened then. I don't know, there's no insert on this. Pretty good shape. It's got a little bit of a seam split up there, but we're gonna live. I bought that when I was about 19 years old. Didn't even have a record player. I just thought, someday I'm going to want to have all of the first 4 Immortal on record. And by damn it, I got on eBay without even a debit card, and I sent money orders all over the world to get copies of that. Probably paid like $30 for that thing. Next, while I do love this band's debut quite a bit, this right here is a Desert Island top 10 album for me. I never get sick of it listening to it. This is... You have any of those albums where for you it's like a place you want to go? It's like a vacation for your mind, a solitary journey to a place that you love already, and you escape everything that's going on in your mind. That's what this album is for me. Foulest Seaman of the Sheltered Elite by the Ruins of Beverast. I don't really love this cover art, but I do love this album. This is just such a monumental, what do they call it? This is a world-building album, if there ever was one. Just the depth and the richness that the instruments can breathe is immense. It's such a thunderous, heavy, and emotionally captivating album. Oh, yeah. Check it out. I don't care if you've listened to other Ruins of Beverast albums and thought, whatever, I don't care. This thing stands on its own. Perfect. When you get to the bass riff at, I don't know, track 3 or so, yeah, that's where it really gets good. All right, did you see that? Did you see a little flash of the next album? What do you think it is? Comment down below. I'm pretty sure this is the second album by this band. I know it's not the debut, and I know it's something I like better than the debut. I'm not really familiar with Black Forest Domain, but this one, you can see this guy. Whenever this album's on, this stupid loser right here just goes running off over to Kmart to buy a bunch of oat bars. Yeah. Apocalyptic Revelation. That's what you're getting, buddy. Uh-huh. It's unrelenting. These guys were full of, I'd say piss and vinegar, but gasoline and hellfire maybe is more appropriate. It suffers from having a pretty stupid album cover. Come on, what is that? But wow, these guys were just going for broke on this one. And I don't feel like they ever topped this one. They've kind of been like, I felt like this was the album that kind of laid claim to their sound and put their stamp of personality on the scene or whatever. It made them like touring aficionados, but the album itself is monstrous. Amazing riffs, unrelenting, pummeling South American drumming, and boy, what a band to see live. Dude. I don't know if there are OG presses of that. I don't know, we'll see. I could be wrong. Now, Dennis made a mistake in his video where he talked about Dark Angel's second album, but it wasn't. It was their third. So if I make that same mistake with other bands, you gotta excuse me. I think, though, this is the band's second album. Just yesterday, I was making a playlist of this band's better material because a lot of their material isn't very good. Their first album is a black metal album, and their last couple of albums I wasn't really feeling, and there's a couple in there that aren't so hot. So I made a best of kind of playlist of Summoning. So if you're interested in hearing that, I'll put a link down there for you. But this is Minas Morgul by none other than Austria's Summoning. Yes. I think this is the first time this was on vinyl, so it's, I don't know, is it an OG press if it's the first time it was pressed, like 2013? Yeah. But anyways, there's a lot of cheesy, sampled instrumentation on this thing, but it's great. The songwriting is incredibly ingenuitive. The atmosphere is there. It really takes you to Mordor, and this guy's ready to stir some chocolate into his mole sauce. Yeah, love this. I feel like a lot of people who might kind of frown upon black metal nerdery might kind of turn their noses up at summoning. And sure, once you hear the kind of very, very fake sounding instrumentation, it's probably a really big turnoff. But it's pretty rare, I think, that metal bands, at least from like 2000 and before, were able to have proper sounding sampling or real instruments outside of, you know, your drums, guitars, and synthesizers and stuff. So I think it's definitely like a hallmark of a certain era that we were able to excuse poor sounding symphonic instruments. And so I feel like that kind of lends some credence to the language of that extraneous instrumentation. So to where if it sounds like a stupid Kmart timpani, I'm still here for it, you know? All right, so kind of arguable. Their debut was a demo tape, which was later released on Misanthropy as a full length. I want to say it's like 34 minutes long or so, so I do think it qualifies as a debut. However, this is the sophomore release from Vedbonzenda. Yeah, my copy's kind of beat up. But, yeah. OG press on Misanthropy. And I got to hang out with this fella, and this fella, and this fella earlier this year. And it was a highlight of my year. Oh boy, y'all know I love this album to death. It's kind of got some gothic elements. I think a lot of people kind of try and be clever by calling it a black metal album. It's really its own thing, in my opinion. There's really nothing else like this. There's nothing else like Written in Waters. But yeah, so I've always thought like the debut was kind of pretty good, pretty ingenuitive. But I mean, when I want Vedbonzenda, this is what I want. But when I saw them live this April, they played, I want to say, all of the first album. The set was heavier on the debut than Written in Waters, and it was exciting for me to kind of revisit some of those songs. And I wound up and having it interspersed with songs that I'm well more familiar with from Written in Waters. It was interesting. It made for a pretty good set, and they put in a cover of Celtic Frost's, I can't remember, the Mystery Magic. This one's pretty easy. In fact, I think even Dennis chose this one. This one's like probably everybody's first pick, but I have a nice OG press of this one. Pretty obvious. This is where the guys started really coming into their own with their songwriting chops. Hey, YouTube! I got some gories for you. Yeah. What else? What else do you want from me? Perfect record. Not so sure if... No, I am. I am pretty sure. Progress are great. You know this. Alright. 2 more. Save the best 2 for last. We're going to go alphabetically. I dare you to argue with me on this one. No, I will take questions on this one, I guess. Comments. First, I'll show you. Have I given it away already? First, I'll show you my OG poster. Yeah. And feast your eyes on that bad boy. Yeah. What do you want me to say? It's perfect. It's great. It's a formative album for me. Yeah. I think that the drumming is everything about this record. Everything about this album is untouchable. Except, I kind of have a hot take here. I think Where Dead Angels Lie is maybe the worst song on the album. Okay. Now we can fight. I'm gonna pause this. I got something else to show you. That's old. And so is that. Isn't that weird? They left the logo off on the front. Tour dates on the back. All right. Next, perhaps the best sophomore release. Sophomore. I just made a word up. Release ever in a black metal band. Two Hunters by Wolves in the Throne Room. Talk about taking you somewhere. I don't know why. I'm reluctant and uncompelled to tell you guys about albums that y'all should be completely familiar with. But, yeah, this is the first press, again. I don't know, if you haven't heard this, I don't know what you're doing watching this channel, wasting your fucking time not listening to Two Hunters. Get familiar with it. It's a true masterpiece. All of the hate that band ever used to got is completely fabricated by people who don't want to see United States black metal have its day in the sun, if you will. If that band had been out of Austria or something, or Switzerland, I think it would just be twice respected as much as it is. So that is my entry. 10 albums, second album better than the first. I made you listen to Shadow of Ruins the whole time. Track this down, buddy. It's worth it. It might not be worth it. It's a lot of money. So, Dennis, cheers to you, man. Here's to another 8 million subscribers. You deserve it. You have so much knowledge and opinion and experience to share with everybody out here. I am humbled to have you out here doing what we do, bringing knowledge to the people and making metal better because of what you do. So, cheers. Take it easy. If you want to enter Dennis's video, like I said down below, you have a couple more days, October 3rd, to enter. Bye-bye.
Woohoo! That was a great video, and it was made possible mostly by me, but also thanks to the undying and kind support of my Patreon subscribers. Thank you all. I love you. If you are interested in being a part of my Patreon channel and supporting what I do, you are welcome to join at the URL below. It is only $6.66 per month, and you're going to love it.